makes a big difference having them in the room. You know, anytime that you lose guys, you're always growing your depth. You know, obviously losing Lathan, and that'll be a critical thing for us as we fill those shoes. But when you have a guy like Caleb, from who he is a person, from a leadership standpoint, from a safety skill standpoint, you know, it's easy as a coach and you say, hey, just watch Caleb Downs, follow what Caleb Downs does, right? So that's made it much easier from that standpoint.
And how do you kind of assess where you are in replacing Lathan?
Mm-hmm.
You got Jalen, you got Malik. What do you think?
Yeah, that starts even before that process happens. You know, I mean, you're going back and you're saying, okay, you know, you're projecting who's leaving your room, you know, that type of stuff, and you're developing those guys. So that's been an ongoing process. And then this winter, the workouts have been incredibly intense and competitive from everybody in the room. Anytime that you have a job open like that. But no, it's been great from those guys, and spring ball's gonna be really big.
What are your impressions right now of Leroy after having a complete look like developmental year?
Yeah. Leroy, you know, he got his black stripe off early as a freshman, and that was earned. He's had an awesome offseason. I think when you guys see him at spring practice, he's going to look like a different guy physically. He's a different guy mentally. He's been incredibly competitive. He's definitely one of our most improved guys, you know, when you say what they've done in the offseason workouts.
And then, I'll try to ask this as best I can. You can't use Caleb as a reference because Caleb is like almost like a one-of-one type of player. Starts as true freshman, All-American, the whole nine. But you also know that like the standard is the standard.
Mm-hmm.
Like, how do you evaluate the guys that might play beside him without evaluating them from like a Caleb perspective, knowing what he does is so unique?
Yeah, I think each guy you look at individually. You know, I mean, you can compare and you say, hey, this guy does this really well, or that type of stuff. You know, excellence is a standard for us, which means you're doing your absolute best. You're doing what we ask you to do. So I would say you do it more on an individual basis of, okay, what does that guy do well? What doesn't he do well? How do we train him to improve those things? Is he taking the coaching? Is he applying it on the field? Like, at the end of the day, as a coach, we're evaluating on the production on the field. That's all that matters, right? So we're very critical of those things, and we're hard on ourselves as coaches and hard on the players to be able to get those things done. Yeah, Caleb is obviously unique, right? His development level is unique. His readiness for college is unique. His football intelligence, his mental makeup, all those things are unique. So that enhances the entire room. So I think, yeah, not so much from a comparison standpoint, but that helps bring other guys along to get to that level.
You saw Jalen play a lot as a freshman. What does Fahim need to do in the next 2.5 months or so to prove that maybe he can be on like a Jalen type of path where he plays a lot as a freshman or even pushes for the role beside Caleb?
Yeah, we're excited about Fahim. Obviously excited about him from, you know, when we recruited him. But what does he need to do? He needs to do his job at max capacity. Just like any of the guys, right? Why did Jalen McClain do what he did? We probably weren't talking about Jalen McClain this time a year ago, you know, from that standpoint. And what did he do? He showed up early. He stayed late. He did his job as hard as he could possibly do it. You know, discipline, routine, consistency, all those things. So nothing extraordinary, just doing, you know, great at the things that we ask you to do every single day.
How do you feel?